All right, so our second to last unit in personal characteristics is on stress. Just a general um, definition would be that stress is our body's reaction to any stimulus that requires us to adjust to a changing environment. So, any change really is going to initiate or kind of cause our body to have a little bit of stress. Stressors are those stimuli that cause us to change our behavior or adapt to any given situation. And these can be internal, so inside, or external, which is outside. So things like a heart attack, where your heart has some sort of blockage and is working extra hard, is an internal stressor, or a new job or a test or a big assignment would be something like an external stressor. It doesn't really matter what the cause is. Anytime you have a change or something that causes you to be a little bit outside of your comfort zone, your body's going to go into this fight or flight um, reaction. So, when this happens, our sympathetic nervous system is going to be the one that starts to address some changes in our body. These are things I would make sure that you know to be able to identify something for your test. But adrenaline is starts going through our bloodstream. As a result, we get some dilation of our blood vessels to our heart and brain. So that means the blood vessels get bigger, we get more blood flow there. And some of the other areas, like our skin, our internal organs, have constricted blood vessels, so they get less blood flow, or that cool skin, decreased movement of our digestive tract, decreased urine production. Because when we're thinking about possibly being in this extremely stressful situation, we don't also want to be worrying about having to go to the bathroom. These are the things I would probably make sure that you know. Our pupils dilate so that we have better vision. We get decreased saliva production, so our mouth gets a little drier. Our heart's going to beat faster. Our blood pressure is going to rise. Our respiratory rate, or how much we're breathing, is going to increase, so that our body gets a little bit more energy to respond to whatever is causing us this stress response. So after we respond and adapt, whatever that is, we talked about that was our sympathetic nervous system. The other side is our parasympathetic nervous system. So this is when our body starts to come back to normal. And after you've had that big adrenaline dump, you feel pretty tired. Our body's got to adjust back to the way that things were. If we have that continued constant stress and our nervous system is having to go up and down and react and change, we're going to see some significant issues, specifically certain illnesses. So things like migraines, anxiety, depression, allergies, asthma, high blood pressure, all of these can actually be caused by ongoing stress. Everyone we know has stress every day. Everyone's stress level is going to be different, and what we react to or find stressful is going to be different. Um, it's just going to depend on the individual. So, for instance, someone who gets blood work done regularly may not be really stressed out or nervous, but someone who is afraid of needles or gets blood work once or twice a year may have a much bigger stress reaction to that same procedure. There's lots of different things that can cause stress. So, whether that's relationships, and that's any kind of relationship, so family, friends, coworkers, classmates, job, school demands, especially those of you that are taking some honors or AP classes. Food and drink, so things like caffeine is going to cause that increased heart rate, increased blood pressure for a little bit. Illness or lifestyle, so drugs and alcohol. Financial problems, if you're worried about having to pay bills or being able to pay bills, you're going to see some increased stress. Family events, things like birth or death, marriage or divorce. If we're overworked, if we're bored, we can be stressed out, especially our extroverts. And time limits. If I have too much to do and not enough time, of course, I'm going to be really stressed. Now, there is a difference between eustress and distress. Eustress is a positive stress where we feel more alert, my energy's more ready to go, I feel excited, I feel self-confident, I feel like I'm going to achieve something. And this is helpful for our body. It's good stress. Whereas distress, that negative stress, is where I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm really emotional, and again is going to cause those more harmful stress reaction diseases that we talked about. Other things that negative stress can lead to are substance abuse. So we've seen people develop all sorts of different coping mechanisms, whether that's smoking, drinking alcohol, drugs. There are some of us that eat excessively as a result to stress, which again, that prolonged or that ongoing harmful stress can lead to some sort of burnout or even a mental breakdown. Best thing you can do is be aware of what causes stress in your life and figure out how to best control or react to them. So, be able to know those symptoms of fight or flight. Is my mouth going dry? Is my heart racing? Now, this does suggest keeping a diary, but at least find some way to be aware. Is it always when your teacher announces a test? Is it always when you walk into a certain class? So you can know when these things happen, what happened, why you feel stressed. So, what was really the cause of that stress feeling? What's your level of stress? Is it like baby stress or is it really big stress? And then how do you deal with it? So, what's your reaction? The way we're able to identify our own personal stressors, the more we're able to control or at least identify how we react. So, our problem solving method, we want to use or consider these stressors as some sort of problem. How do we get rid of them or at least be able to better cope with them? So, gather that information. Again, go over the situation, what's happening, and then what's the specific problem? So, is the stressor not the project, but that you don't want to talk in front of the class? Or is it not the test, but that you feel like you don't understand a specific unit? Or that you are worried the test is going to bring your overall grade down? So, what is the true root of the stress? What kind of solutions? So, they could be good, they could be bad. And then we're going to make a plan. So, how am I going to best overcome this? Act on our plan, look at the results, and then change things if I need to. There is a cycle that's recommended, or at least a 4-step way to manage our stress. So, stop. As soon as I feel my heart beating, as soon as I feel myself start to hyperventilate, stop what I'm doing, take a break, let my body calm down. Take some slow, deep breaths, and then reflect. Think about what's going on and what's causing the stress. And then how do I want to deal with it? So, am I going to just let it continue to give me this same reaction, or am I going to make a plan to manage it? This lets us sort of be more aware of what's going on, how our body's reacting to it, and then again, what's the root cause of why I feel this way? Some other ways we can manage or reduce stress, live a healthy life, take a break. Again, you can always take a break from your stressors. Take a bath. If you like to listen to quiet, soothing music or loud music, and that helps you kind of get out of your own head, listen to that. Some of that meditation, so relieving tension, talking to friends, and using imagery if that is something that you are really comfortable doing. Find a hobby you enjoy. Learn something new, join some sort of club. Just find something that's for you that you can enjoy in your own time. Have a positive outlook. And then remember, you cannot do everything. So if you have a lot on your plate, delegate. Ask other people for help. Learn to say no is going to be one of the best things that you can do. You don't have to say, I'm sorry, but. You're not sorry. You're busy. Just say no. No, I cannot do that right now. Maybe next time. And don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that you're not stressing yourself out to help somebody else or to do something that's not an absolute necessity. So just again, as a quick summary, stress is always going to be here. We have to be aware of what causes us our individual stress, how we respond to it, and really hone in on some of these stress reduction techniques. So that's it for this. I think the last thing we're going to get into is time management. So let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise I will see you then.